Why do they use crimping, special crimping tools? It's what the soldiers.
More reliable. I've heard that it's
More reliable.
Metallurgical.
Welcome to the Digital Amateur Television Experimenters Night. This is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania. Amateur radio is a worldwide hobby that has many different aspects. Digital television is just one of the many modes and areas that are covered. Maybe you're interested in becoming involved in the DATV Experimenters Nights. Do you realise that you do not have to be a radio amateur or need any ATV equipment to participate anywhere in the world? Also participate in the night by coming up to the Queen's Domain club rooms. Yes, right on top of the Queen's Domain in the heritage-listed Coast Wireless Station. You never know, we might get you in front of the camera or behind doing one of the many roles during the night. We get underway with our program on a Wednesday night from 7:30 p.m. local time. We'll see you soon. This is VK7 OTC.
Scared for a bit.
Enjoy those ones.
Yeah, thank you. So,
even down to
cool.
like Richard's got you got the jaw where you just swap the jaws out.
So you replace it or do something with
You won't use that for high reliability crimping because there's too many variables. You've got consistent crimp pressure on it, so when you take the jaws out, crimp back in again after a couple of crimps or something else.
Yeah, I did something like that.
Do you know that we
must have been
It's interesting that even with this, take a ring spanner. I've seen a 19-inch open-ended ring spanner.
Yeah.
I'll buy, say, King Chrome one, say, $50.
That's all good.
Buy one that's certified, working aviation, try about $350.
All right. Well, we're going to get underway because we're doing it out here tonight. Which is novel.
we like doing that here.
I definitely do. So I just want to start off with an acknowledgement of country in recognition of the deep history and culture of the island. We'd like to acknowledge and pay our respects to all Tasmanian Aboriginal people and traditional owners of the land upon which we meet tonight. So tonight is a bit of a round table on the RD contest results, and congratulations to VK7. Yay! Surprise!
Again.
We're just too good for them, let's just admit that. We're just too good for them.
Well, we did, we were waiting for the comments, weren't we, Richard? So, yes, but,
I think the silence was actually deafening from the comments point of view, but there you go.
Correct. So, what I thought we'd do is, I was going to go through a few pertinent points in the report, but the very pertinent points are the error log, and work through and analyse what happened in the error log for a number of people. So please chime in. This is all about chiming in. So with relevant bits and pieces. So what I have up here, if I can get this right, So, 1,130 participated and 262 put in logs.
I'm still not understanding that as a newcomer to contesting. So the people who participated in the contest, so I'm assuming the 1,130 is taking the number of unique call signs that were found in the logs.
Spot on.
So is there something I'm not getting?
No.
Humans are
And
lazy.
can I just
Paperwork.
sorry, I'm going to jump around this particular document, but you can see here's VK7 logs. Unique participants was 121 unique participants, and we got 115, and 45 of them put in logs.
Yeah.
So, like, hello? I don't know, people just want to...
Can't make it much easier. Unless you've got to press the button on your computer and someone actually knocks on your front door and comes along and says, here you go.
So I'm with you, Lance. What's going on?
I just assumed I was misunderstanding what
No.
that column
No.
meant.
No. There were, where is it? 1,137 unique participants, and there were 262 logs. Grab a chair, Adam.
I'll show into that. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Oh, let's just take a seat.
Grab some chairs off the back. So yeah, I that's like, what do you do? And Tricky's spot on. And short of you actually helping them put their log in.
I have done that in the past.
I've
What?
actually written logs for
Yeah,
people.
I've actually taken paper logs and I've tossed them up and put them in 4 pins.
There you go. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm going back further.
I just, short of what you're actually doing. Now, so I get this right and I don't miss anything. So those 45 logs from the 115 participants is 39.13%, so 39%. In VK7, logged contacts were 9,598. Logged contacts, yeah, that's it. Which, if you look down that list of logged contacts, that third column, we just blew it out of the water. And that resulted in a score that was almost twice VK3, which is the next highest raw score.
I think what's remarkable is the fact that it's not just the score; it is actually the contacts. So almost double the next highest.
Yes, even if there was no weighting,
Yeah.
we would have still rocked it.
Correct. So, because the weighted score, because of our participation rate, is an order of magnitude higher. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's, but percentage of logs put in, I'm going to go back to this, 39.13, the highest was VK6, so good on VK6. They had 43% put in. So it's still 121 unique participants, and almost half of them put in a log. That's fantastic.
You sort of wonder why, as you said, why you bother to go to the trouble of participating and then not put in a log.
Well, sure. Now, phone contacts per band per state is the other one that I want to... This is a fascinating... Okay, phone contacts per band per state. I really think that VK6 and VK5 are are starting to see how we are getting contacts. So,
All right, who gave them YouTube? Come on, who gave them YouTube?
It's no real secret, Justin.
well, and we haven't made it a secret.
Didn't
It's all about
Martin
participation.
hit the nail on the head?
Which was what?
BOS, bum on seat.
Oh, bum on seat.
Time
Well,
and share equals contact.
No, and that's it. You have a look at your. I can't do it on this computer, but you have a look. There is a wonderful chart which we showed. Actually, we showed at the RD forum last time. There's a wonderful chart in VKCL which plots the 24 hours and shows contacts on one axis and score on the other axis, because that's how you get to 1 to 6 a.m. and you get this really steep gradient. And it just shows your average number of contacts per hour. That's how it plots it. And yeah, and you can tell when you're slacked off, because your average number sort of goes down, then it comes back up again. But you know, bum on seat, you're spot on.
We didn't really have a lot of idle time this year, I think. During the wee small hours, obviously we have the nice cream on top of the 6 pointers on 1296 above.
Yeah.
But I remember a few years ago we were sort of just bumming around on H. There was no one around on HF, and we were sort of just bumming around to try and stay awake.
And that wasn't the
But
case.
this year we were like, oh, okay, we've had our microwave runs, let's get on to 8 minutes. Or, you know,
Well,
there was
that's it.
always someone there. It was really good.
So, phone, so that phone contacts, and there are, the interesting thing is there's a whole bucket load of VK3 contacts for 3.4 gig and above. VK5 is the next one, and we're in the middle. So, so VK3, they're...
VK3 have got a fantastic showing in the microwave activity, like holy moly. And VK5, of course.
And VK6.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Like 2 and 70, which is where our peaks are, apart from 80 and 40. 2 and 70, VK6 is actually, apart from 70 centimetres, VK6 is up there. They're near us.
But I think we had a few less participants on 2 and 70 this year than what we had in years gone by.
Previous.
It did seem to be a bit quiet. What's your... One interesting thing is that, and it's an anecdotal, because I joined the, I occasionally join the net from VK4 occasionally, and for some reason there seems to be I'm not sure what you call it, but an opposition to anything above hijab. There's a lot of people who are very traditional and do not like even the thought going to 77, let alone 1296. Yeah. And you know, each to the point where actually a few people, I can't remember who it was, but you know, getting very concerned about the radiation of 1296. Yeah, it's an odd attitude to have.
Well, if they decided to change the rules and take out the microwave bands, I think we'd argue that they cut it off at 23 centimetres, above 23 centimetres. Yep. Because if you have a look at our score, it's 667 at 23 centimetres. So, yeah, we're 23 centimetres with a...
This is why we have 23 on 23.
Oh no, well, sure.
And had we had 23 on 23 for the 24 hours, that score would have been significantly bigger.
Correct. And you would have got the triple points
Oh yeah.
on the 1 to 6 a.m. So
I would have thought we probably would have had 6, maybe 8 regular people that were on 1296 all through the whole 24 hours. So if we'd have had 23, that would have been a much larger.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, I'd say about 8 people. Around,
Single.
yeah.
Now, okay, what I was going to do was head through to errors. The error logs.
Oh no.
It's not,
How do you get hold of the error box?
it's, in the,
It's at the end of the report.
it's in the report.
It's at the end of the
What
report.
happened?
In fact, it's a vast majority of the report.
It's
It's in the report.
Yeah.
Can I ask a general question about the error logs?
Yep.
I really struggled to try and find what the consistent factor was that allowed some to be corrected by the organisers or whatever.
Yep.
So some seem to be like where people had put the wrong call sign in, and that was just a tough luck.
Yep.
And other ones, people put the wrong, they didn't do the new contest call sign, and then that was corrected to be valid.
Yep.
And then other times, I don't know, so are there general rules? Because I didn't note in the thing what incorrect, like what errors they overrode, other than just some are overridden and others aren't.
I'm not sure. Who knows? Anybody know? Anybody talk to
I
Alan?
think doesn't it work something like if I log a contact with you, and I get your details right in the exchange right.
Yep.
And yet when you log the contact, you make an error.
Right.
Then my contact is valid and yours is not.
My very first error is with you. This is
That was probably on purpose.
TW 36, and I put 39.
So that
And I
would,
didn't pick it up when I checked the log.
so that would be a valid contact for me, but an invalid contact for you.
I assume so. Okay,
Let's scroll down and have a look.
let's have a look.
Yeah,
So, ZBX,
it's quite a long list.
but is TW in there? No, I'm not. So yes.
Okay. And I think that's the way it works, but even though some of the contacts in there, I noticed Ron, I think, logged you, I think, as VK77 TW.
Yep.
That was just tough luck. But so whereas Ron would be disallowed, whereas if you logged him correctly, you would get a valid contact.
Down a couple more.
I think that's.
I think what I'm more intrigued about though is where, like that second last problem is where they overrode. So
Yeah, and that's what they do. So because normally if the contacts don't match,
okay,
Right there.
okay,
Sorry.
the admin effectively can go, yeah, I'm going to allow the contact for him,
yeah,
still not allowed for him. I think
Okay.
that's where, because the software I think obviously looks at all of the fields
Yeah.
and says these contacts don't match.
yeah,
So they'll just flag them both as invalid.
yeah.
So I think an old mate can go through and sort of go, oh, look at this one. Actually, he made the error, so I'll allow that contact.
What are you
So,
saying in there?
I think that's how it works.
But see, the interesting thing is here, I didn't get that contact, and I assume Ron didn't get that contact either.
Okay.
No matching contact found, and that's Ron logging me as VK77TW.
Oh, that sucks.
But that's where they've overridden it and made it valid.
Is yours valid? Or
Yeah, so in the next
Oh,
column
Oh,
it
it's
says
valid,
valid.
valid. Sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
So he made your contact valid. He made your
Correct.
contact valid, but Ron, if you go back to Ron would still have lost the contact. I would say.
Okay, let's go to Ron.
Is that all done
Oh,
by
Ron's above.
machine, or is that an algorithm that does all that?
77TW, and it got 0, invalid.
Because there's no such thing as, no one else would have put in a log as VK77.
Is that a
See,
machine?
but
The
then if you-
software picked that up though.
But if you go
Because it
up,
wouldn't have let you put too many.
No,
It does, the software
Correct.
lets you do that.
But-
Lets you do it.
Correct. Because
Ah.
it's not doing call sign validation on input.
It's doing contact validation.
The
Where
error
contact-
commonly occurs when you start typing 7 when you go to log someone's call sign. You get distracted for whatever reason. You come back and you put the 7 in the second time.
I've done that numerous times.
Who made the mistake with all those contest calls? I really, they just did not sit well in your head.
So,
Excuse me, can you say the call again, one?
I'll just go through the others. VK2MET, I put 2, and kept putting 2 for those 2 contacts, and it was supposed to be 3.
Oh,
Oh, sugar lumps.
Because if I look at VK3MET, he's putting out 3, but I heard it for whatever reason as 2.
Yeah, I missed a couple, the D's and the T's.
Yep.
Is this all done by algorithm or is it done by humans?
No, it's done by algorithm in the first instance, the
So
VK log.
So the computer crunches all that up and prints it out?
Yep.
Oh, right.
And I assume somebody goes through probably and does a sanity check.
And I wonder if there's a case. I wonder if with regard to the rules around, you know, what's valid, what's invalid. I wonder if that's very much a case of if they can go, oh yeah, you see what they did there. Okay, we'll make it valid.
No, I think it's pretty obvious that if they don't match, the matching algorithm just says no.
Yeah, and then someone else
The
actually
human
goes.
goes through and goes, hang on a minute, this guy made the error, this guy didn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If they can work out what's actually happened,
Yeah.
they'll go, yes, we'll make it valid. If they can't work it out, then they'll just leave it as invalid.
So Harry,
Yeah.
don't know what happened here, but we've got different bands. So these 2 contacts are on the wrong band.
I saw one for
That way
Xavier
both people
too.
lose it.
Don't know
Yeah.
if it worked him wrong.
Yeah, both
You
people
can go
lose
up.
that.
And I have.
Well, there's no way of knowing who was
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
So then there was the ones which they've actually validated. RM's the call sign, so I got that, but he didn't. HHS, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, did they get a 0 log or something? Because I got a load of things off those. Off
No,
those.
all through the where people have made HHS contacts.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
So
that's
does that
a lot.
mean
I lost all
No,
mine.
there is an HHS.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
Hobart
other
Hackerspace.
hackerspace?
So, yeah.
But
They should have been putting a log in. That's the.
But does that mean, is that because Ken didn't put a log in for that?
Yeah,
There was
that
no
might have,
mention?
if they didn't submit a log,
If Ken was
then-
doing the logging, forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's atrocious. He is atrocious.
But the other thing is, Ken also was giving out call signs for DY. The problem with that is
You can't have two.
you can't have
versions.
2 call signs.
Not unless you enter the multi.
Correct.
Enough as
I don't think it was a multi-station. So anyway, that's, and then the bottom 2, I did their call sign wrong. That's a 3GP, not 2GP, and it's COL, not CAL. Okay, right.
I
So
think a valuable lesson
I didn't get it.
is OmniRig's great when it works. And I know it stitched me up a couple of
I
times.
just realised Xavier done a bit of a boo-boo too. 3rd line from this other page, XHJ, HXT.
Yep.
Go up. Yep, that one there. He's put me down as VL7. Oh no,
Yeah, VL7HJ.
XHJ.
Has to be
VL7XHJ.
sleep deprived.
Wasn't paying much attention, was he?
And XHJ LEE. So LEE logged VK7HXJ.
It was late. My fingers are getting tired. All right.
Excuses.
Yeah.
Come on.
This is the Noman show.
All right. So I might have had one or two.
I'll pick one of the pieces, Justin.
One or two bits of
I've
salt,
lost
but
17
I
points.
Haven't you heard of coffee?
There's supposed to be a fair
Yeah.
Well, I was just looking. Here's Lance and Anthony,
Oh. I
different
can see the problem.
bands. So it was actually logged on the wrong
And I
band.
can also see the numbers as well.
So,
ZA8, LAG7, is that correct?
no, well, they're valid, but it's on 70 centimetres, and I assume it probably needed to be on 2 metres. No?
Oh, hang on, there's one underneath it that says wrong band. ZBX and...
JGD. So logged wrong band. 23.
ZBX and VK3 FMAC.
And see, this is where he's validated it.
Yeah,
So,
because I had it right.
which is good.
Yeah.
ZMS invalid, so.
Yeah, alright. I don't know whether
K-
that was in the wee small hours or not, but I know at one point, Murray and I made 2 or 3 contacts on different bands and it was just all broken.
But see, here's HHS again, on 70 and 2, no matching contact.
So he hasn't put a log in. That's the only answer.
I think there would be enough people making contact with the station that hasn't put a log in, surely.
No, they
should
often
allow
say,
it.
I think there's a statement in there where they say, unique call sign or something.
Yeah, but that's not unique. HHS is mentioned multiple times. So
I
it's
know,
not
well and
unique.
truly. It's, so they must not have put a log in.
There's Steve,
That
he's
is-
invalid down there, about halfway down, chatting to ZBX, must have been early hours of the morning.
ZMS,
This is ZMS.
Oh,
No.
invalid received exchange. Oh, so you got these wrong?
Yep.
You got the dates wrong?
So ZMS,
Early
got
hours of the
it wrong.
morning.
That does it to you.
The wrong keep awake fluid, I think.
So what were you, Steve? You were 39, were you?
39, yeah.
Yeah. Which is, and I logged you as 39.
Yeah, we were
That's-
36.
I bet you it was straight after a
I
contact.
was going to
with
say
you.
normally, but it's amazing how because the VKCL populates the number of views already. If you're actually watching the screen, it's real easy to let your brain actually overtake, and you actually start calling out the number that it's actually already populated.
Especially if you've got like 3 or 4.
But it's
things
okay
on
for Justin Live because it's the same. But
I actually feel for Ross, LH,
oh, what happened there?
ALH, just, you gotta be kidding.
Oh God,
I
really?
worked him on A.
Someone was persistent.
Well, there was a VK7 in the score that just had 0, so all of their contacts were invalid.
Well, look this way, at least he's consistent.
Which,
At least he had a
If-
go.
no, well, correct. I reckon he probably got the time wrong.
yes.
Because as soon as you get the time wrong at the beginning, it just...
Unless you can capture that error and stop and go,
And stop.
I need to add 17 minutes.
Which, in saying that, that's what I found during contesting when someone would pop up and go, oh, we can work now, and I type their name into the VKCL, and it'll go in red as to go, hold on, you still got just a bit
Yeah, but you
more
might have
time.
been within the minute though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that might be
it
the
still
best.
shows
Also,
as
might have
invalid.
logged the previous
Here we go,
previous
Lee.
contact
Yeah.
wrongly.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Might be, yeah,
Well,
that's,
they logged it
2-2.
wrong.
that's where you had to, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's TW.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not that. I was 36.
You try to get him to send his card early.
I'm not 2.
You're 2.
I'm not 2.
2, 1, 2.
Oh, grief, what the hell are you doing?
KDV, LTD,
What time is that? Is
This source you were talking
HHS,
about,
there's
Lee.
HHS again.
You need more of it. Well, it means
XHJ,
to be stronger.
so, not bad.
I drink.
Look, Ross beat me, so I'm going to go with that.
Got 3 glasses of red wine, you're really nice. So what?
Who, ZA?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, hang on.
Hang on, there was a ZMS up there. So a whole bunch of ZMSs there somewhere. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it was only the Anthony contact. That was it.
Which is intriguing because my final score was the same as
Oh,
what
apparently
I
I did the
had
same
in the
thing
software.
with
So,
Oh,
so I
okay.
think they must
So
have
the
logged
people
me.
mine are invalid as well.
And didn't put it in. And
Well, no,
And
like,
Murray.
either I didn't put them in or I actually
Murray's
never
got a
worked
whole
them
thing.
yeah,
at
okay.
that time because I got all the points that I.
Well, you're probably the only
So I missed out
VK7
the contact
that
with
actually
Murray.
did that.
That's a big minor pieces.
ZMS.
See, I'm not the only person that had a string of them. I'm just stringing them.
No, but OO,
Ooh.
31. So, KDB 42, there's no matching contact, different bands. KK was 64. KK wasn't operating on 20 metres.
Yeah.
he was only on the microwave bands and 2 and 70. So that's a band issue.
I spotted it.
Could be Omni-Rig.
Well, I had two errors in mine. One of them I worked
Blame-
with
blame
VK2
on
and 3.4 gigs, so I knew that wasn't right.
Someone else's call.
Just guessing.
What is Omni-Rig?
If
This is the error software that runs
Zombie
back
rig.
end
This is the
talks
error
to your
log
radio.
Zombie rig.
That's why I don't use it.
Zombie is
When I operate,
sorry,
run 50 pages of that.
It connects to the radio
It's-
like that, so it knows
it's-
what's going on.
It goes from being Omni-Rig
It's a zombie.
to Zombie Rig
Yeah.
and just doesn't do anything.
And you realise it when you're making a contact on 10 metres and you look up at the thing, just a fleeting glance, and you go, why are you still on 80 metres? How many contacts has that been like that?
Yeah.
So HXT.
Yep.
H.
I know
Oh,
a few
no,
with
it's
Xavier.
wrong. H.
You're at 7L.
Oh.
We all got over that, oops, VKC all noticed the default mode is SSB. So you've got to make sure, I think Steve's got a good trick when you go
That's
through
the
it actually.
contact.
Click on expand, click on FM.
No matching.
I had on there.
Cancel.
I reckon we got them around the wrong way.
Default becomes FM.
Which makes no difference anyway, because it just puts it out as phone.
VA, they validated it.
Yeah, but you've got to,
Full
so
VA logged.
you've got to keep it back in when you're on
So
VHF.
they corrected
If
that.
you contact, it's on
And
FM.
4SN logged VK2 HXT. Now, contest manager. Contest manager logged VK2 HXT and he actually validated it.
Oh, that says a lot.
Well, I suppose if you're going to work anyway, you might as well work the contest manager.
There's Zabe's VL7 HXHJ.
Unique received call.
As in, it doesn't
Yeah, you
exist.
didn't register your contest call.
That would be
What's the
nice.
difference between invalid and received? Oh no, sorry.
It just seems odd when someone says VL7C. It's like,
Justin VK3IK made a comment that at least the RD results are up. Still waiting for the VHF UHF results from
Oh,
the last
yes.
3 contests.
Yes, I've been meaning to contact Roger and find out when they're going to be
yeah,
posted.
bit of a shake of leg because we're getting up towards the spring one.
Now, I really feel for Gary here, VK7JGD, because if you have a look at why these are invalid contacts, there is every combination of JGD here. There is JGB, JG, JDG, JGG, GJD, JG, JGG, GD, GD, DG, JDG.
I know the bands were bad, but they weren't that
Hey, I
bad.
had to say
It's like when you're trying to find something, but you know like 1 or 2 of the letters, you just don't know the 3rd or 4th.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Don't write down what you hear though.
Or it's trying to find that good song that he's got on the radio.
It's
No matter
something about
what song it
phonetics.
is.
I have to say, it's something about Mary's call sign that's really quite unique.
Phonetics, hello Kim.
Merge the two tip, the tip and
Who else haven't we?
Picked on.
Oh, hang on. Working on it. There we go. Oh, only a small number. Small number.
Oh, he's done well this year.
Oh, that's
so.
the contact. That's the 39 and 26. Sorry. HH 39 and 39. HHS. No valid contact and KK.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, hold on.
No matching contact.
So that's interesting, because didn't I'm sure I logged HHS.
So 3 volts, isn't it?
I didn't recall when you went to mine, I didn't recall seeing
Is
HHS
HHS
on
got
mine.
an error log in there?
I was going to say, go up to HHS and see what.
Yeah, see what their error log is.
Yeah.
Because the error in mine will be on there.
Oh, here we go.
So that would indicate that they did put a log in.
Okay, well, truly.
And that would be Ken.
Yeah, HXT, HHS, no matching contact found. So
Oh no,
where
well
is
this
it?
is all the ones that we've seen in the other logs, so It's,
So where is it?
but there's only 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
2.5 mil.
Yeah.
He stuffed up a whole logging session.
I'm starting to not
Sure,
agree
now.
with this
It's going to
report.
make a program capability.
Because there are a
It
couple
might
of
be
them.
only
But he got some. He obviously got some right.
Yeah, but for the no matching contact, the time has to be miles out.
Yeah, okay. Because that's pretty wide tolerance.
I think there's a little bit of leniency on the time. Is it 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
It's 5 or 10 minutes, or something like that. It's, which means that's why LH, that I reckon was a timing issue, and it was wildly out.
Like 10 hours maybe, like on UTC plus 10.
So I really feel for Ross on that one.
Okay, who else? We missed anybody?
Tim?
Look up JUF. Oh, that's right.
Oh, he wasn't
Yeah.
KOJ?
Yeah.
No errors whatsoever.
Oh, okay. That's because he was no
apart,
fault.
apart from all of these ones.
Perfect. No,
So
don't exist in any errors.
anyway,
Good answer.
you can see the benefits of doing this,
I really know. And I was the first.
and
That's where you have
hopefully learn from them last year. Although we did this last year, I'm not sure we learned. But anyway,
We don't use a computer.
we just need to know what the error margin is and make that many more contacts.
There's a couple of interesting sort of once you get to that few of those milestones when you're in it, and you get to like, I know you get to your first 100 contacts, it's sort of like, oh, all right, that's 500, and then it's like, sort of start going for a bit more, and some of the big numbers start to be looming up. It's like, oh, sweet, and then all of a sudden, the QSO rate slows down. It's like you turn around and you go, no, it worked in, no, it worked in, no, it worked in. Damn it, then you start going back. Well, try another band. And someone will call you on 3.4 gigs and say, time's up, let's go.
So is there any commonality of errors that people tend to do that are similar? Like, is there something that would benefit everybody? Having good time keeping would be a good start, good time reference, and check it before.
Yeah, the two main things I think is call sign transcribing and band. I think like band.
And were you here when we did Gary's?
No,
Go. I'll just go back to
it
Gary's.
was more than 5 minutes ago, no.
You'll love it.
Oh, really?
We've got every combination of JGD.
Really, what? Oh, wow.
So, just really feel for Gary there. Now, he's actually been granted these. They've been made valid.
Yeah.
Oh.
They picked up the error.
So,
The other person didn't get them?
I assume so, the other person.
Well, that's right because Gary logged the details correctly, but all the other guys logged incorrectly.
Yeah.
So Gary would get that
because these are all
what they logged.
So Gary's the problem child, not the one that's got to need sympathy.
correct.
He needs a better call
So,
sign.
so what you're saying is every one of those other amateurs stuffed up Gary's call sign.
Well,
That's right. So they did well.
Yeah, so that's actually an interesting thing about having a call sign. It's really.
So how about we take the hat around and get him a contest call sign, VK7J.
I refuse to.
I like it, I like it.
Those call signs, those contest ones, just didn't seem to sit right in your head because you like start to type and it's like, oh, excuse me, do you want to say that again?
PKCL automatically puts VK.
So it's worth, it is, if you haven't looked at it, it's worth having a look at the contest report. The contest report.
So those who aren't members, how do they access it?
No, it's available, it's publicly available.
WAS.
Publicly available. On the, go to, I can show you actually. Hang on, I can show you. If you go to, if I go back to here, if you go to WIA website, and you go to the members page, hang on, we're right at the top, so for members, and you go down to contests, and under contests you select Remembrance Day contest, and then
Oh, we found it.
scroll all the way down to the bottom,
all the way down to the bottom.
and find the 2022 RD results report.
Ah, found it. Awesome.
So, sweet. Yeah, that's how we do that. Anyway, what I wanted to do, so that's basically what I wanted to go through tonight. But what I was going to also let you know, people, is the Raffle Prize pool for the Tasmanian Ham Radio Conference and Expo is looking very, very good. IC 705 and backpack, which is the top of the pops.
N+1.
Don't encourage him.
RigExpert AA650 Zoom antenna analyzer from RF Solutions. There is now, since I last read this out, now a $200 gift voucher from TET-Emtron in Western Australia. So they produce some really nice stuff, really nice antenna gear. Nano VNA, that's from Ham Radio DX. A VK7 JST 250 watt LCD power and SWR meter kit. That's from me. Very nice kit.
You'll win that then.
Very nice kit. No. There's some Yozu merch that I've thrown in there as well. Some very nice Yozu merch. And since we last read this out, VK7RI Rick Polden up on the northwest coast has donated 2 handmade pens, which are conference pens, and they've actually got the conference logo and everything on them. And he makes pretty special pens. So there's a couple of them, and there's also a couple more prizes in the wings. So
122 gig. Yeah.
Oh, 122 gig. You're right.
Yeah.
122 gig full transceiver. So it's a complete with the 122 gig dish. Little 300mm dish.
Don't we need 2 of those?
Shh.
So you just need another friend.
Yes. And I'm sure David might be bringing down. Oh, they are, because they're wanting to do some records. They're wanting to do some 122 gig records. David Minchin, KK, 5KK. And he's also giving us a talk on 122 and 134 gigs. So prize pool. Now, to get a raffle ticket, you have to have a ticket to either the conference and or the expo. You get 1 raffle ticket with your entry ticket, and you can buy extras on the days there. And we draw.
How many subscribers have you got so far?
We've got about 70 people registered.
Good.
So looking good, looking very good. And we've got ICOM, All About DX. I should have written this down. All About DX. What else?
We believe we've possibly got JCAR coming. Possibly.
Yeah, JCAR. There's a couple of others that have just slipped my mind. Hold that thought.
I think I was right with my 42 now, just.
Correct. Just hang on, and I will get the
I've got the newsletter up. Is that you want me to read a section from that?
Oh, well, you can.
On Saturday the 6th of November, there are a huge number of vendors coming down in person. Vendors include ICOM, All About DX, Spook Tech, and
Spook Tech. That was the one I was trying to think of.
yeah, and there's many more, so I don't know the others.
And also, there's a whole lot of stands that have already booked that will have their information stands, as well as if you're interested in having a table, so you can show your you're interested in amateur radio, please contact
Also,
us. Or go to this place and register.
Short time.
What's worldwide flora and fauna got to do with it?
Worldwide Flora and Fauna is the parks, the operating within parks and reserves crew. And Paul, VK5PAS, is giving us a bit of a talk on that on the Saturday.
So are the summits on the air people and the worldwide flora people, are they coming from the state?
Yes.
Because they're going to probably activate some sites once they're here.
Well, truly.
Well,
True. So, presentations. We've got really privileged to have Steve Goodgame. He is the ARRL Education and Training person who's actually going to be giving us an online presentation. And this is about youth engagement. We've got Scott Williams, who, for those who don't know, is the president of the WIA right at the moment. And he has a very impressive remote station arrangement that he's going to show us. And I think he's actually going to be doing that remotely as well. So he's actually going to be demonstrating the use of his remote station. Electrical safety from a medical, not an engineering perspective, from Dr. Kevin. Worldwide Flora and Fauna, which I mentioned, Paul. Interference mitigation. Now, Ian Jackson, this is QRM Guru, from QRM Guru fame. So he's giving us a bit of a talk. Wayne, VK5APN, low power portable EME. Lunch.
I just woke up, sorry, say that.
Lunch. Someone say KFC?
Yeah.
And then we've got Adam K6ARK, who's actually giving us a bit of a talk online from the US around QRP SOTA builds. David Minchin, Roger, VK2ZRH, who's the editor-in-chief of AR magazine right at the moment, is actually going to give us a very humorous talk on G.A. Taylor. Now, for those who don't know, G.A. Taylor was one of the first presidents of the Wallace Institute, and in fact is named up on the G.A. Taylor Medal that for services to amateur radio in Australia. Peter Cousins, VK3BFG, a bit about digital amateur television developments in VK, and then yours truly. So a veritable degustation menu of amateur radio. You might have to look that up.
a lot of things to digest.
Correct. A bit of a taster of a lot of things. That's what that's about. So we've tried to put together, and most of these, apart from that one, and that one, are all in person. So yeah. Please, if you haven't, think about coming along.
It's going to be awesome.
Correct. So that's it for the night. We can grab a cup of tea or coffee and do that. And 3 cheers for VK7. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray! Hooray!
And the Queen. Hip hip.
Hey!
Hip hip.
Hey!
Hip hip.
Hey!
Cool. Is there a bell in the background?
Oh, no. Phil the Greek. Phil the Greek was the patron of the RSGB.
Yeah.
There you go.
He just broke down for puppies.
Oh, that's what they called him.
That's the nose name.
He is.
Yeah, he was Greek and his name's Phil, so therefore he's Phil the Greek.
I am. Yes. Anyway.
He's got a point.
Sort of like Colin the Freedom.
No, no.
Anyway. There you go. Cool.
He's left.
Oh.
Justin has left the building.
Good night for me, good night for you.
Yeah.